Now it's live. So I'm going to talk you through the 3 steps that I best I can simplify it down to 3 basic steps using the most basic stuff available to you that won't require you to install any significant software beyond what you've already got on your computers. And one of them is this Hangouts. Right, so the advice I gave first of the 3 steps is to focus on the text and to use Google Drive, which has Google Docs and Google Presentation and all this other stuff in there. We'll have a look at that. Just go back to the Hangouts and click Share Screen. Share all my desktop. Start screen share. Now it's getting this big echo effect, but now when I click to this screen, it's showing this screen. So the recording of this will be in your LMS this way. All right, this is my personal Google Drive you're seeing here. Yours will look different. All you need to know, though, is in Google Drive, you're creating a new Google Slides. Sorry, they've changed their name. They used to be Google Presentation, Google Slides. Now, if you're familiar with PowerPoint, which I'm sure you are, it's almost identical. The reason I'm asking you to go web-based is because you're in group work. So if you, as one person of your group, started a PowerPoint presentation, you've got to share it with the rest of your group. You're going to email it to everybody, everyone's going to create a new version, email, you're lost immediately. With the Google Drive, you can share this presentation with everybody in your group. The hurdle, though, is getting everybody familiar with using Google Drive this way. That's my persistent hurdle working with staff. They're used to using Microsoft PowerPoint, emailing files back and forth, getting lost with versions, rather than coming to a single version where we're trying to collaborate on. So you must be familiar with PowerPoint. This is exactly the same. Begin writing in text, avoid all the graphic colors and stuff like that as a team. Over here is the blue share button, so whoever your team member leads off, starting the presentation, click share. They need to know the email address of their colleagues, share it with them, then they come in and literally you can be editing all of the same slide presentation at the same time and you can watch each other edit. All right, so your first step is done. Focus, you've got a group together, you're focusing on the message and the sequence you're going to create, you're focusing on the text, you're using this particular tool to collaborate online and face-to-face if you want. And then probably at the end of that, someone's going to rehearse, or all of you are going to rehearse the presentation to make sure you're within the time allowance. Okay, all of this before you start prettying it up. The second step is prettying it up. The third step is making it into a video. All right, so the second step, the way I do pretty up slides is really literally to go and find attractive images to use as backgrounds or to situate in the slide. And a focus on attractive images. But the types of topics that I talk about, and I think the topic you talk about, you don't have to be literal with your images. You can be metaphorical. So be a little bit artistic or poetic with your selection of images. Gives you a lot more freedom than to select beautiful images, rather than a literal, low-quality graph from the World Health Organization that gets pixelated when you put it in your slide. Forget it. Go and find something. If you can't find something literal, go and find something that represents the point, because your words that you'll add to it will articulate the point. So the thing to go to get images, and the restriction you need to think about as you are starting to become professionals in this space, is copyright. You can't just go and do a Google image search for images and use images willy-nilly in your presentation, especially when you're going to publish your presentation. You need to find images that permit you to copy them and republish them. Because if you start working in an organization, you risk the organization's legal status by copying someone else's work illegally. So the place that I go to personally is Wikimedia Commons. Oops, that search went awry. The search is Wikimedia Commons. This is the repository, or the library of media, that is used in Wikipedia and all the other projects, Wikiversity, Wikibooks, Wikitravel, all of them. It's probably the next biggest one next to Wikipedia of these projects, where people are adding photos of monuments, cities, streets, events, etc., etc. The critical point about this is all of the media in here is permissive for you to copy and redistribute. You can print them on t-shirts and sell them at the market, you can put them in your presentations, you can do anything you like with them. As long as you attribute who the original author was, the credit part. Alright, so here is Wikimedia Commons. You've got your text-based slides ready. Now you're looking for images to put into your slides. Who knows what I mean when I say what orientation is your slide presentation? There are two choices. When you use your camera, you do this way or you do this way. Still no one for the words?
Someone said it here.
Whispered it.
Landscape.
There you go. So currently the screen we're looking at is in landscape. The screen I'm looking at is in landscape. The slide presentation that you will project is going to be in landscape. So if you're thinking to use images for background, you probably want to select landscape images, so that when you stretch them to fill the background, they won't whack out and get all weird, or if you don't stretch them, you end up with sort of black or white bars either side of your image. All right? So if we went with this one, and I recognize that one, Picture of the Year, this has been given, we used that one in this subject. So I clicked the image. I think we used it as a metaphoric image for assessment. Assessing peas, are they peas?
Yeah.
Chickpeas or lentils, or no, chickpeas. Green peas. They grow them different. Okay, so I've clicked the image out of Wikimedia Commons. I'm picking to use it. Down in the bottom right-hand corner, you have this use file. You could click that. I prefer to click this one though. This little icon down in the bottom right-hand corner, which I happen to know is the logo for Wikimedia Commons. By clicking that, it takes me out of that sort of presentation view of the image to the page containing all the information about the image. It's got the image in it, you scroll down, it's got the copyright, it's got the author, it's got the information, date of the work, etc. This, being professional, emerging academics that you are, is everything you need to reference this source. Alright, so technically, what I would do to use this image in my presentation on Google Slides is I right-click the image and copy image URL. Remember, this is being recorded, so you can refer back to it later. Copy image URL. Now, if you're using Internet Explorer, first bit of advice, stop using Internet Explorer and get a better browser. Use Firefox or Chrome. But if you are using Internet Explorer, that link, when you right-click copy image URL, will be a bit different. Can't be sure what it is, because it's different every year. They come out with the software. But basically, you're copying the web address for that image. Not for the page, but for that image. Copy URL, come back to your presentation, click Insert. I'll just zoom this up a bit, see if we can get a bit better on that. Click Insert Image. You could upload it if you wanted to, but you haven't downloaded it yet. It's still over on Wikimedia Commons. You want to insert it by URL. I've clicked URL, I right-click and paste. Give it a minute to find the image. It's found it. And now I'm going to select it and give it a minute, or give it less than a minute to insert. Alright, so you can see I have selected a landscape image, but the ratio is not the same as the slide background. You see the white bars either side? So if I want to fill this slide with this image, I'm going to have to stretch it. I take that bottom corner and hold the Shift key and stretch it. I don't have enough screen here to do it. But you get the idea. I have to zoom out of here and then I might get a bit more screen. Still not. If I hold the Shift key here, maybe. This is going to watch that. Distorted it. Did you see it distorted? Try and avoid that. Alright, I'll leave that alone. You could just leave it like that. So I've gone to Wikimedia Commons. I've searched for high quality landscape images to either literally or poetically represent the point on this slide. And I've copied the URL and inserted the image by URL. That second step is done. You could go further if anyone in your room know how to use sort of graphics and stuff by adding titles and effects. A lot of it you can do right here in Google Slides. Okay, your final and last step is to publish this as a multimedia presentation. So the thing that's missing here is the audio. So to get it to audio, we need to create a video. You could do it other ways, but I'm just giving you this kind of narrow path on how to go that. So you've finished your presentation in Google Slides. It's graphically enhanced. Now, File, Download as PDF. It's one option, because what you're going to do then is come back to this one, Google Hangouts. Just turn off the screen. We're going to come back to Google Hangouts, which I go to via YouTube. Go to YouTube, click Upload, click Broadcast. Go to YouTube, click Upload, click Broadcast. I'll show you again how it's done. Start the broadcast, turn on screen share, and show your PDF. Turn on screen share. That was that green little button there. Turn on screen share. Now, if I had a PDF open, there'd be a window there for the PDF. And I click that, and it will show the PDF in the video. So I guess what I'm suggesting in your treatment or script idea is that as a group, you might start either online in this Hangout, so up to 9 people can be in this Hangouts, and they'll all appear as little thumbnails down the bottom. And you each take a turn maybe to introduce your topic very quickly, and then someone presses screen share and shows the slides, and then you all talk over each slide. All right, it sounds like it's only 3 steps, but there's obviously a lot of steps in between. Once it's done, you press Stop Broadcast. Remember, that was live broadcasting to your oh-so-famous YouTube channels. Now it's been finished, the live broadcast, the recording is on your YouTube channel. And the way to get that is down the bottom